Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us on this Thursday for I know Chris likes to call it Friday Eve. I was just discussing this. There's a whole lot of Thursday left in the day to call it an Eve.
If there's been a week where I need it to be a Friday, it's one of those weeks. So if we can just go with the Friday Eve thing,
Friday
I would
Eve
be very
for
grateful.
Chris. It's a rough Thursday again because it's so rainy and cloudy, and it makes me just want to go home and get in bed and pull the covers over my head.
Exactly.
It's a rough day.
Or go to Big Iron and just like slouch in the mud. I was out there yesterday, and it's so much fun being out there. But as you can see, because of this, people with like giant 4x4s getting stuck out there.
I know. Well, I say though, because there's so many people in town, farmers don't have to worry about, and a lot of people are harvesting later than normal. They don't have to. I mean, they still have to worry because they need to get the crops off, but. Like it's raining, so you might as well go to Big Iron.
Go to Big Iron and hang out with your boys and have a good time. But,
Abby Furchner was out there this morning for the Valley today.
Oh, nice.
And what was she talking, like over 900 different exhibitors out there? So it just gets bigger and bigger. She was talking a lot about the technology. And what we didn't get to see was like a big piece of farm equipment. I love to see like the very latest and greatest. My dad farmed, so, as a kid, I remember having, bringing out meals to him and sitting in the, stubble and, put a blanket down, eat some hot dish and stuff like that. But his combines and tractors were not like today's combines.
Funny you say that because yesterday when we were out there, because I think, was Abby with Dave Gertz this morning, the chairman guy?
I think, yes, yep.
So I said to him yesterday, I said, hey, Dave, what's the most expensive piece of equipment out here? Because you walk around, I mean, there's things for 350 grand and 500 grand. He's like, let me show
for
you
what
I
that's
got.
pocket change. Because,
Yes. I was like, do you want cash or
you got
check?
so much money.
But so he takes me out to this 12-row sugared beet harvester. And the guy showing us, when you basically just sit in this like nice, cozy, up top and hit a button and it just goes up and down the rows. And guess how much it was?
How much?
$750,000.
Well, see, if you're going to spend that much money, it should have, a good stereo system, an AC,
I was like,
a nice comfy seat. I feel like you're paying for that too, so you need it.
I said to him, dude, so does it just automatically like turn it into sugar? He's like, no, not quite. I'm like, it should for 750
The technology in those things, though, the GPS and the accuracy, it's amazing.
So it was super fun because I'm with you. You go out there and you think Big Iron, you just think big, giant, farm equipment. So it was fun to go out there and see these guys and crawl around.
And we actually, our producer Cordell got a couple of calls from people saying, why aren't you at Big Iron for NDT? So, today's the last day. Get out there, enjoy it. So many people in town. It's a huge event. So whether you're a farmer or we all benefit from agriculture. So head out and enjoy it.
And it was cool because Dave Gertz said, it's been around for 39 years. He's been there 37. He goes, Chris, the first day, because it was a little soggy even on day one. He goes, probably the biggest audience we've ever had in 37 years at Big Iron. I was like, it's not good for the farmers. Like you said, they want to be out in the fields, but it was good for the show and for guys to kind of, shake hands and have some fun.
I know I talked to some of my friends. Remember Lloyd, he is from the Annetta area. It was his birthday, his 78th birthday. And another friend of ours who goes by Wiener, he couldn't make it because I was like, it's raining. He should be here. Nope, it wasn't raining where they were. So
he was in the field.
They were harvesting. So, some guys even miss the bison games when it comes to, harvest. And this is the season of, to me, it's also the season of allergies and everything that goes along with that. But it's the time of the year for sure. Okay, I just thought that we would start with this story because it's really kind of creepy and crazy. At first, I thought it was actually dating, and I love talking when we talk about dating because we're both old and married. Not so old.
I was going to say.
He hates when I call him old, but we're old married people, so we don't know if you swipe left or right on the whole dating app thing. But KFC is getting into the dating game, kinda. The fast food chain has created a video game dating simulator starring, hopefully the video comes up, there he is, a youthful and more handsome Colonel Sanders. It's called I Love You, Colonel Sanders. Users play as fellow culinary students of the younger colonel, and both parties are looking for love. The game features cooking battles and recipes. So that part doesn't seem, as creepy when you just read it, but then when you look at this, there's been a lot of debate whether or not the younger, youthful Colonel Sanders is actually good looking. I don't know. It kind of weird. The whole thing kind of weirds me out a little bit.
It's super weird, but it's like hysterical.
So I don't know.
How do you play? You take on like one of the avatars and you have to come up with like the best recipes?
Yeah,
or what?
I guess I kind of was getting the whole breakdown from the younger single people. We're not young and old and married. I like to live through all of the young people in the newsroom. I'm like, so, who are you dating? Where'd you go out to eat? So what'd you do next?
You know what they need? They need a dating app for who's the artist that Lisa Green that we always just talk about, Bob.
Ross. Oh, Bob
Ross. Yeah, they need a dating app for Bob Ross. How you can date Bob Ross. Are you a Bob Ross fan?
Well, I don't think he.
Well, Colonel Sanders is a, you know.
Our director is like, he passed, so I don't know that you want to date Bob Ross. I mean, maybe if you're into I think there's something about, Bob Ross is like the show and funny and entertaining, but like dating him, no. Really?
Colonel Sanders. I mean, are you saying that Colonel Sanders is better?
Although the young Bob Ross is kind of funny. His hair never changed.
It was fantastic.
I love it. Okay, well, we're talking about fast food. I'm actually hungry for chicken because we've been talking about KFC all morning, and because of that whole chicken war thing, I really want to try Popeyes. You can't get your hands on chicken sandwich. Are you a Chick-fil-A guy?
Yeah, I'll go do me some Chick-fil-A, of course. Okay.
Well, how about Taco Bell? I've also been thinking about Taco Bell because apparently they're making a big change nationwide. They're now adding a permanent vegetarian section to their menu, which makes sense too because, we have all these burgers now that are plant-based. So 7,000 stores across the country starting today are going to have these meat-free offerings certified by the American Vegetarian Association. A black bean crunch wrap, supreme, quesarito. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. I love that the fast food chains are all changing, going the right direction. My husband actually is gluten-free, so now, not only do we do veggie, we're always looking for restaurants and Googling like which places we can go to that are gluten-free. And definitely they make it a lot easier now to go out. I tell him it's a very popular disease. He's at work right now, so he doesn't know. Someone will tell him that. And he'll be like, I know. She tells me all the time. Like, don't worry, you have the most trendy disease you could have right now.
Does he do like the gluten-free bread at home and English muffins? And they're good, though. We do the same thing. You don't like them?
You eat gluten-free and you don't have to at your house?
Well, yeah, Isabella is. And so I was like, all right, I'll try this.
She's a celiac? Or does she? Okay. Because you go out and then, we'll order a pizza and they'll say, is this, by choice or allergy? Because a lot of people are gluten-free and they don't have to be. I don't know. Because, we eat a lot of pasta in my house and I make 2 pots. My noodles, his noodles. Because it's just not the same.
I'm going to have to hook you up with the good gluten-free breads then, because we got some good ones.
Well, he has gluten-free bread he loves.
Yeah.
And he eats, So he's still eating bread every day. But I don't know. But why not eat gluten if you, just for simplicity in your house?
Well, yeah, it was simplicity at first, and then I was like, this actually is super legit. I like it, so.
Good for you. Okay, what I don't like, well, maybe I just haven't found the right one yet. There is gluten-free beer. Because I would have a very hard time if I had to go gluten-free because I love my pasta, bread, and beer. We have talked about this, our college days, my love of beer, but I did not have this class offered when I went to college. A Colorado university might be brewing its own beer for their tailgate party. Take a look.
It's easy to drink a beer on a Saturday before football. But brewing it?
It's going to smell awesome in a minute.
Well, you might just need a college degree for that.
If you're into biochemistry, organic chemistry, microbiology, engineering, it all happens in the brewery here.
Deep inside one of the strangest looking classrooms you'll ever see.
This is a classroom to learn about brewing processes.
CSU students are learning to make the next beer you'll be drinking at your tailgate.
We would love to sell some beer in the stadium sometime soon from this brewery.
Jeff Bieder is the professor around here. He also has a title that surely doesn't fit on a business card.
I am the New Belgium Brewing, Colorado State University sponsored fermentation science and technology instructor and brewmaster.
Jeff works at New Belgium Brewing in Fort Collins. That brewery is just one on a long list of power players in the world of beer that sponsor the fermentation science program and the students who are learning how to brew. It's one of the only ones in the country.
Having a commercial brewery next to a pub in a university is totally unique.
They often start before sunrise.
We have roughly 400 pounds of malted grain that will go into this brew.
To get a full day of brewing.
It's just like making oatmeal.
At least with this major, there's something to show your parents the next time they ask what you learned at school.
Students can come down here, have beer that's brewed, made by students in this teaching brewery.
See, we have the ingredients here in North Dakota for making some good beer, so Does NDSU have something
I
like
don't know.
this?
They should if they don't.
That's
be a
awesome
huge
that
hit.
they, a class in, I think, brewing beer. Who know, there's all these craft breweries now that are doing very well, these young entrepreneurs, so they could be onto something here.
Minnesota, North Dakota, for sure. So this is exciting. We talked about this actually with a gentleman we had a chance to interview. We were down at Target Field doing our show. Now the Twins are going to be selling some playoff tickets going on sale. So if you want to buy some tickets, they go on sale today at noon on the Twins website. I mean, to think what they were just a year or so ago and to say, yeah, you can now buy Twins playoff tickets is just awesome. Here's the one thing. You have to buy tickets for the entire, as if they're going to win the World Series, which is thinking positive. But on the flip side, the other good news on that is...
So yeah, you have to buy all 14 games, but if they don't make it, you get your money back. But, we don't want to think like that. I think that this is the year. The Twins are going to go all the way, and then we're going to take our show back on the road.
Oh,
go back to Target Field.
fantastic.
Wouldn't that be fun? Twins officials say 39,000 of the stadium seats are still up for grabs. If you pick this strip, you have to pick just one seat, and you're in that seat for all of the games. But hey, $1,500 to $3,000 per seat. I don't know. It just makes me excited.
For all 14 games? Or
yeah.
That's
for
you,
you
that's
once
nothing.
again, Chris.
You
Moneybags Berg.
Like,
that's what we call him around here.
Those and
And talking sports, don't forget to tune in to the Farmers Union Insurance Bison football pregame show. Of course, another big weekend for the Bison. They're on the road. So the game is at noon because we're not picking. They're going to be taking on the Delaware Fightin' Blue Hens at noon. So that means the pregame show is at 11 a.m. It's going to be a great game. I don't know if you've listened to our sports at all, but I know Beth was talking about what the other coach was saying. It was like, okay, giving us a lot of props. NDSU is awesome, but they're going to be playing on our turf. And he said things are going to be different. I don't know if I'd go as far as talking trash because he was very complimentary of our team, but he's like, things change when you're outside of the dome because the dome is a big advantage for the Bison. I don't know. 12 noon, you can watch that game, of course, on KVLY. And don't forget to tune in to one of my favorite shows, Sunday morning. It's the Bison Football Show with Matt Entz, sponsored by Gate City Bank, and that is on every Sunday morning on KX4 at 10:30. I know, I'm not going to start anything. He was complimentary, but it's true when you go on the road.
You don't need to even say that if you're playing the Bison.
It's fun when they do, though. That's part of sports.
Coach Entz is going to drop that Friday night in pregame chat.
All right, we have a great show planned for you. Coming up next, we're going to be talking about communication inside your relationship. Are you even listening to me, Chris? He's my work husband. He doesn't listen either. Stay with us.